Hey everyone, welcome back to Popular Preparedness. This is your weekend update on the food shortages. I have hit 2 Walmarts and an Aldi since midweek, and that was only about 3 or 4 days ago. So that's when I hit another 2 Walmarts, same Walmarts actually. So I'm hitting these things pretty frequently for you guys, just to really kind of get a real good grasp on the ebb and flow and the restocking process of these 2 stores. Both these Walmarts are on opposite sides of Pittsburgh. I drive quite a bit for work, so this is not just one little locality either. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing a disturbing growth in shortages in the sugar, flour, and oil. These are the ones that concern me the most. When we're looking at highly manufactured processes like Eggo waffles or whatever, or canned goods, I can understand that if there's a spike in demand, that may cause issues in the supply chain. But when you're talking about things like sugar and cornmeal and flour, it's you have a bag and you dump it in there, and that's basically your product. And these are things that we're not supposed to be having shortages of, because that's what everything's made of. Like, find me things in the store that don't have sugar, corn syrup, oil, and flour or rice or cornmeal in them. These basic building blocks that we're having shortages of, basic building blocks, are very troubling to me. And they should be to you as well, because that's really showing that there are cracks in the system, that if your store is having trouble getting flour, how much longer until your bakery is having trouble finding flour? Walmart is moving things around. They are playing games like nobody's business to make it look like there aren't shortages of certain items. They are shrinking sections. They are one person was sharing on here about how they're seeing their Walmart stuff things in different places that just like, why is that there? They're putting product, they're using other product to block out products. We're also seeing a lot of fronting happening in a lot of places where the stores are just putting things on the front of the shelf just to make it look like there's a lot of product there. Another issue that we're hearing coming down the pike, and this is probably going to be in the months kind of thing as it rolls out, but a shoe shortage. The shoes they're having problems sourcing materials to make the shoes. They're having a lot of trouble getting the shoes from overseas. I said the name of the country last video, and they throttled my video. Yay. The nation across the sea, where all of our stuff is made. That's an issue. With the shoes, they're saying that the shoe stores are relatively well stocked now, and they even have a little bit more in the pipeline coming from warehouses and such, but they're going to start selling out of their fast-selling products, and their insiders in the industry are saying that basically what they're going to do is they're going to start putting up more and more product, the slow-moving product that they have a hard time selling, because shoes are very fashion-based, and if it's an unpopular shoe, it's hard to sell it, and they end up getting stuck with that usually. So those are the shoes that are going to start popping up on the shelf. So it may not look like shortages in a lot of shoe stores, but you're going to stop having the selection that you'd hope for, and the stuff that's going to be on the shelf is not going to be as what you would hope for. However, when we start talking about fast-moving stores like Walmart, I am already starting to see shortages on the shelf of the shoes. This is a little bit disturbing. I will continue to look at stores going forward, though. Finally, I talked about this last video, talking about hoarding, how the government and other people are wanting to pin these shortages on hoarders. They don't want people to know there's supply issues, that there's supply chain issues. They want to blame this on somebody that they can crack down on and use as an excuse to take over the supply chain. And we're seeing these reports popping up on MSN, or that's Microsoft News Network, Seattle Times, New York, the New York Post, Bloomberg. A bunch of these things are using the quote, people are hoarding. That's their quote. Of course, if you actually read into the article, you'll find that this article that's been cut and pasted through all these news networks, that was a supplier talking about supply companies and supplier companies, wholesaler companies are hoarding because they see the inflation coming and they're trying to hold on to as much product as they can. So what we're seeing on the store shelves may in part be due to the fact that companies upstream are starting to hold their supply. They don't want to release it to the Walmarts of the world because they know that the prices are going to be higher next month. They're going to be higher in 2 months. So if they hold on to that product, they can make a much bigger buck by selling it later. So we may be seeing that may be part of the issue as well, that people with warehouses are holding on to their product. If they're doing it and it's smart for them, my question is it smart for you to do it? If all the companies are doing it, maybe it's a good idea for you. All right, enough talk. We're going to go straight to the pictures. All right, as you can see here, the shoes section. Look at that. Those shoes are supposed to be stacked like 3 or 4 pairs deep, and yet they're not. This is what across the aisle looks like. This is the men's shoe section because I am too embarrassed to go and take pictures of ladies' shoes. So, you ladies who want to look at the shoes at your Walmarts and other stores like that, please let me know what you see there. I will try to take a gander next time. But this is what the men's section looked like. Now, this is just one of the aisles. The other aisle looked a little better stocked. And it's not like there aren't shoes. It's just there's a lot less selection, whether it's just a stocking issue or whether it's something else. There's another one of the aisles. This is all from today. I will be looking at this harder in future visits. Obligatory lunch meat section yesterday at a Walmart on a Friday. That's hot dogs, lunch meats, a lot of blank shelves again, blank spaces again. Remember, all those little blocks are just missing things, which is not good. Juice section, not too horrible, but there are a bunch of holes. Your selection is limited. Yay! Yesterday at a Walmart, look at all that sugar. They had a lot of sugar. They restocked that sugar. Almost looks like somebody stacked it by hand. Maybe. Look at the sugar over there, though. They're trying. Give them credit. Now look at this flour section. This flour section from yesterday at a Walmart, it's like we don't expect anyone to actually bake bread anymore. The bread aisle takes up a whole aisle. And now we're looking at 10 foot wide, and not even all of those shelves are actually flour. A bunch of it's baking soda. Spaghetti sauce continues to be thin, but, supplies are there. You do have options. You may have to reach back there a little more, but they are restocking them. We're seeing issues in other tomatoes as well, like salsas and stuff like that. But again, still have options there. Rice is thin, picked over, but there's still options there. Potatoes, frozen potatoes yesterday were actually looking pretty good at the Walmart. Their frozen vegetable section also is looking pretty good. They look pretty good today too. So I don't know if they're just getting on their game with vegetables or if people stopped eating vegetables. But this is the frozen potatoes from today, and those did not look so good. There were a lot more holes there. Canned fruit, Canned fruit's pretty picked over. I'm seeing this at multiple stores now. The fruit section's just not being restocked very well. Now here's a meat section from today. Look at how that whole bottom section has been taken over by chicken. Like, that's all chicken down there. That's chicken, that's chicken, that's chicken. And this blurry area over here is chicken. The canned meat section has all but disappeared, and it's now just the only keystone meats left on the shelf are chicken, and then you have all these. It's mostly chicken. Only at the very, very top shelf do you see a little bit of Spam up there, and like a couple little cans of roast beef, and that's it. You're looking at no meat other than chicken. That's kind of concerning. Here's something that I'm starting to notice. Like, I'm wondering if I've noticed this before, but look at all those boxes. When did Walmart start putting canned goods out on the shelf in boxes? That really does speak to a restocking issue. It's much easier for workers to put out boxes of canned goods rather than individual cans and lining up nice on the shelves. You don't see that at upscale grocery stores, right? They all put all the little cans one by one on the shelf. We're seeing Walmart putting everything out on boxes. That's like so Aldi of them. But it's much more efficient. So that, people are saying that there's more stock there that we're not seeing, but it's an issue of them being able to get it on the shelves. That actually does lend a lot of credibility to that. There's my sugar from today. Walmart, a different Walmart today. Look at that. Is that a restocking issue? Is that them getting that stuff out onto the, they didn't have someone to spare to stack granulated sugar? I don't know, but that's not something we should be running low on. Flour section at today's Walmart. Look at that. Nobody is expected to bake any bread. Nobody is going to be baking cookies this year, it looks like. What happens when everyone goes to the store to buy flour to bake cookies? We may have a problem on our hands there. People have been saying that there's a lot of issues in the sugary kids cereal section. Here's a picture for you. I haven't been watching it too closely. It was really busy today at the Walmart. I will look at this section more in the future. This is kind of a baseline. I will give you some reports on. I'm not seeing a lot of fronting happening there. It looked like they stocked the stuff pretty deep, but I don't know. Maybe they're not restocking it. Here's something I'm seeing. Sodas. In the soda section, a lot of the 2-liter bottles, they're all in stock, and there doesn't seem to be an issue there. But I'm seeing more of an issue on these little bottles. I think they might be having trouble getting these little bottles to fill up. I'm seeing it over here in the juice section again. It's the little bottles. They seem to be getting the regular cans, but not plastic bottles. Cream cheese. I am upgrading my cream cheese warning to it's a thing. At least in the Pittsburgh region, cream cheese being out or very, very thin is a thing. I've seen this at multiple stores now, and it's getting worse, and rapidly so. This was from today. Where did all the cream cheese go? Now, you can still get some blocks of generic cream cheese down there in the bottom right, but that's what I'm seeing. Lunch meat from today, again, just really low stock and limited selections. All right, so that is a wrap for this weekend update of what I'm seeing at the Walmarts. All these are still relatively well stocked. I'm not seeing too much there. They are playing games. They're moving stuff around, but that is what it is. All right. Please hit your like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's the Buy Me a Coffee link down there. It's like $5 one-time donation to help upgrade studio equipment, which I am doing right now. And I will hopefully see you again tomorrow. I drop a video at 6 a.m. every day, if you haven't noticed already. All right. Adios and God bless.